In this video, we will discuss each of the default options available in the view bar. Starting from the left, first are the previous and next view buttons. These buttons will cycle through any view changes created by panning, zooming, and/or scrolling. Next, this button is a shortcut to the Classes tab in the Organization dialog box. The drop-down menu beside this shortcut is the Classes list. You can choose your active class from this list. The class shown when the drop-down menu is closed is the active class. Notice the icons beside each class name. This indicates the particular class's visibility setting. This icon indicates the class is visible. This means the class is invisible. And this one means that the class is grayed. If there is a triangle beside the class name, this indicates the class has subgroups. Next is the Layers shortcut button. If a design layer is the active layer in the Layers list, just to the right, then clicking this button will open the Organization dialog box to the Design Layers tab. If a sheet layer is active, the shortcut opens to the Sheet Layers tab in the Organization dialog box. Now, let's take a look at the Layers list. Same as with the Classes list, you can choose the active layer from this drop-down menu, but the icons displayed beside the layers are different. First, notice the separator shown in the list. This line separates the sheet layers from the design layers. Any layers displayed above the separator are sheet layers, and the ones below are design layers. Sheet layers will always display this icon, which means the layer is in a top plan view, and sheet layers will always display this icon in black because they are always visible. Unlike design layers, which can display icons in black, which means their layer is visible, gray, meaning their layer is set to gray, and no icon if the layer is in fact set to be invisible. Aside from this icon for top plan view, design layers can also show this icon, which means the layer is in a 3D view, or this icon, that means the layer is in a rotated plan view. Next is the Look at Working Plane button. This changes the view so that X, Y, and Z axis of the active plane match the screen plane. Just to the right is the Active Layer Plane list. Just as with the Classes and Layers list, any newly created objects will be placed on whichever plane is currently active. Any working planes created are also displayed in this list. This drop-down menu is the Saved Views menu, which displays any saved views from the current document. You can also edit or create saved views from this menu. When choosing either option, the Save View dialog box is opened. The next three buttons are all used for zooming. First is Fit to Page Area, which zooms in or out to show the entire print area in the drawing window. Fit to Objects zooms in or out to display all visible objects in the drawing area. If any objects are selected, the Fit to Object command will then zoom in or out to show only those selected objects in the drawing area. Last is the Zoom In, Zoom Out button. This command doubles whatever your current zoom percentage is. To zoom out, hold the Alt key on Windows or the Option key on Mac to decrease the zoom percentage by half. Just to the right of the zoom buttons is the Current Zoom field. This displays the current zoom percentage. It also allows you to input a new zoom percentage or select a percentage from the drop-down menu. Next is the Working Plane Mode button. This command will display coordinate views based on the X, Y, and Z axes of the working plane. Meaning, if I set a working plane and use the Working Plane Mode command, when switching between views, the view will change based on this working plane instead of the screen plane or the active plane. Active Working Plane Mode means coordinates will be displayed based on the X, Y, and Z axes of the active layer plane, meaning view changes will rotate based on the active working plane. To the right of the Active Working Plane Mode is Current View List. This drop-down menu displays whatever the current view is set to. If the flyover tool is used, it'll display Custom View. If a rotated plan is used, it will show Rotated. You can also select to switch to a standard view from this drop-down menu. Next are the rotated view options. You can both input the angle at which you would like to rotate the plan, or if you are not sure of the angle, you can click the Rotated View button and manually set the rotation. Keep in mind that the rotated plan options are only available with Design Series modules. This icon allows you to toggle the Unified View command, which aligns all layer views and stacks each layer according to its Z height. This command is also only available in Design Series modules. Last, we have the Render Mode list. This list displays the current render mode being used, but you can also select a rendering mode to use from this drop-down menu and access the rendering mode options for each rendering mode. Those are all of the default options available in the view bar, but don't forget you can customize which options are shown in the view bar by selecting the view bar menu on the far right of this menu.